Good Friday morning. This is a wonderful text in Matthew. I'm going to stay with the gospel here in Matthew. I'll read it to you. As Jesus passed by, very important line. Whenever you see the word passed by, it's the new messianic moment. It's the new Passover. Christ is the new Jerusalem. He is the new Israel. He is the new Moses, okay? You're in the new Exodus, okay? See? As Jesus passed by, two blind men followed him, crying out, "Son of David, have pity on us." When he entered the house, the blind men approached him. And Jesus said to them, "Do you believe that I can do this?" "Yes, Lord," they said to him. Then he touched their eyes and said, "Let it be done for you according to your faith." And their eyes were opened. And Jesus said to them, see that no one knows about this. But they went out and spread the word of him through all that land. Okay? The blind men wanted to see. See, there's another one where another miracle, Christ's miracles with the blind man. Remember, it's the blind man. He said, "Lord," Christ said to him, "What do you want from me?" He said, "Lord, that I may see." That it may be one of the most perfect prayers in the whole New Testament, that we may see. Have pity on us, that we may see. You see? Do you believe? Yes. Then let me see. See? What happens is they see. He gives them the sight. They already believe, but now he prays that they prayed that they may now see him. They believe, let me see you. Let me see. It's a great prayer. It's a prayer for wisdom, actually, in my opinion. They already have the faith or they wouldn't approach Christ. But it's a fundamental faith. It's a faith in a miracle work. In the end, they see Christ the Redeemer and they spread the word. Say, it's a church. These two fellows said that you want to say the truth. If they were blind, it means they were people who had no wisdom, and they are seeking wisdom. And I think it's a great prayer. It'd be a great prayer it should be our prayer, Lord, that we may see. Remember when I told you the other day about Sarah's grandmother saying that before you can love Sarah, you must first see her. These guys want to see. They're right. Pat was right when she said that about Sarah, but she was right about the world, about life. Before we can love, we have to see. We have to believe enough to want to see, and to want to see in order to love. It's a great prayer, Lord, that I may see. Make me wise in your beauty. Make me wise in your kingdom. The kingdom is what? The people of God. And who are the people of God? The people in my life. May I see. Let me see. I think that is really a very, very crucial prayer. That I may see and believe and love those whom I see and believe in, namely you in them, them in you. It's really true. You notice the difference. I'll give you an analogy of that. How many people do you know with acquaintance? Hundreds of people, right? But there's a moment sometimes in life when you not only know them through the externalities of their relationship to you, external relationships to you. Let's say you work together. And then one day you see them and nothing is the same. I quote this all the time because it's a Barbra Streisand song. He touched me and nothing is the same. I just translated, I saw her and nothing is the same. It's the difference between seeing and looking at. These blind men want to see and be open to loving those whom they see and love. See? You have to have a heart open to the intimacy of love. And so you must see to love and love to see. That's really true. If you hold back, you will die alone. You will never see the beloved. You will never see the beauty. But it's the same of Christ. You have to be willing to see Christ, just like these blind men. And it makes a difference. If you believe in Christ, you see Christ, you will see him in all his fleshiness, the church. Even when the church sometimes appears to be ugly, sometimes in some of her terrible and sinfulness, and many times. I think of the history of the church, my own history, my own personal life, whatever. But you still see the redemptive Christ present. You see her beauty, the church's beauty, in the beauty of Christ himself, who's scarred on the cross. He ain't pretty. The church isn't pretty, but she is beautiful In all her flaws, she is beautiful. That's the truth. I told that to a friend of mine. I said, the church is beautiful. And she said to me, it's ugly. And it's because I don't think she sees with her heart open to the beauty of the church. I'm not blaming her. I remember saying to one of my friends who's an atheist, what did we do to you? How did we drive you away from the faith? I don't blame her, I blame us. What did we do that we drove you away? We made it so hard for you to see Christ in the church, to see the beauty even of the church herself, in a sense, in the old monastery line, despite the clergy. There's a great monastery line, Christ saves the church despite the clergy. And that was the clergy saying that, okay? A lot of wisdom in those monastery walls, believe me. Oh, I think I owe my faith to them, to be honest. But I think the beauty of the parish began when I first came here 50 years ago, 5 generations ago, okay, as it were. I saw something I hadn't seen before, and I loved those who I saw. I had to see. Before, it was just a place to come and live while I was getting my degree. And then what happened was I began to see. Just what you got here in the text. I was a blind man. I was a blind man in many ways. The parishioners have the second greatest source of teaching for me. Well, it was 3. My family, the order, and St. Mark's Parish, St. Timothy's. I remember going out in the ball field, and for the first time, the first night I was here, second night I was here, and Dick Heinrich was out there and others, and I saw the parish, and I began to see people with names, not parishioners, people with names who happened to be parishioners. And a lifetime later, 50 years later, many of whom are dead, but who have shaped my life beyond anything I could ever say, because I saw them. God gave me the grace to see them. I was a blind man, Lord, that I may say. I didn't ask him. Just the pastor said, there's nothing in the rectory for you. Father Cronin said that to me. Go outside, make friends with the people. And so what I did, went out in the ball field. I remember those magical words when Dick Heinrichs came up to me, hi, I'm Dick Heinrichs. That was the first layman to say hi. Well, the second. Don Brown said the same thing when he came and helped me fix my car the next morning, that first morning. I never forgot he's dead now. Both of them are. Dottie's still alive, Dottie Brown. Barb is still alive. But it's just poignant moments when you go from looking at blindly to seeing intimately. And that's the truth. For me, it's the parish. See, that's the truth. I've been here 51 years. And I have to say, I count 5 generations, the oldest 5 generations of the parish. The oldest founding members of the parish to the little baby I had baptized the other day. So it's 5 generations. The kids playing on the ball field are now grandparents. See? Isn't that something? It's a story. It's a wonderful journey. But it's one in which thank God, was given the gift of sight. Like these blind men, I saw. And what I saw was beautiful, flawed and beautiful, all simultaneously. A gift of life itself to me was the parish. Sure, look, it's with these videos. This wouldn't be, if it didn't come from the parish, it wouldn't have happened. You see? Yeah. We're on a journey together, blind men seeking to see and to know and to love those that God has given us, what providence has given us. I am so grateful for the parish, for those whom I have loved and been loved by in the parish, in the order, my family, my friends, all whom, even through the accents, kids, my friend Sarah from school, where I taught her a long time ago, see? We became such marvelous friends, and her mom and dad, see? Why? In a given moment, I saw Sarah. In a given moment, I saw her. She was no longer a student. She was Sarah. See? No longer parishioners. Hi, I'm Dick Heinrichs. It's a magical moment of intimacy. I remember that so vividly so many years ago when Sarah and I chatted outside. And all of a sudden, she stopped being a student. She became my Sarah. My Sarah. A gift of life and beauty and goodness. Beauty, personal. That's what I mean it. That's the truth. And her mom and dad, they all came with her, you see? Isn't that marvelous? Gift of life itself. Beauty in life. It's personal. It's personal.